perhaps it's more advantageous on controller over mouse and keyboard. 100%. And they just recently added controller remapping, which is really a treat. Sit down.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people become like more Scottish and stuff outside of Scotland.
Yeah, because they whether they like it or not, they unintentionally fall into the stereotype of those verbal tics or mannerisms or whatnot, because it's a way of you reminding yourself that I'm still Canadian,
Yeah, it's like
I'm still Scottish,
self-affirmation.
I'm still whatever.
I've also noticed, and it's funny, right? It's like people are like there's this Scottish like Highlander stereotype, and it is the one where it's like, you know, I blame Outlander for this.
I love Outlander.
You know,
I love Outlander.
You know, you got Jamie, and he's like this, you know, rugged guy, and I'm like, if
Also
that's how we
Catholic,
were,
deeply Catholic.
you know, if that's how we were 300 years ago. Well, I'm going to be fair, Brian. People in Scotland are still deeply religious to some extent. It's just you know how they go about it a lot, and it's odd because now Scots they're fat a lot of the time. I think we're one of the fattest countries in Europe.
Wow.
Yep.
What
Fried
caused
foods.
that?
Okay,
fried food.
Fried foods is everything, right? Over there.
Fried foods, alcohol, urbanization was a big one. That happened quite a bit. Our weather's terrible, so you don't go outside a lot.
Interesting.
Fair.
But yeah, it's just like, however, you go to the more highland regions, more countryside regions, and it's a very different story. But you have to walk everywhere. You know, it's like 10 minutes to your local town centre, and there's no bus routes. So you might as well go walk through the countryside to go to your local town centre, or to go to church, or to... It's a very different environment, depending on the region you're in, but overall, they kind of talk to you and act the same way, and it's really weird. I think it's just because the country's so small.
Mark G says, I lived in Glasgow for 10 years, mental place.
Oh yeah, Glasgow's insane. Glasgow, I think, is what everybody thinks of when they hear Scot, and I don't think that's probably the best.
Oh,
representation.
crying out loud! Oh, that's it. That's the run. It's like.
Are you doing a hardcore?
Doing the Crucible runs. So it's like, yeah, and then I just got knocked out. He just poked me, and it's like, and then I fell off.
Have you found any katanas or scythes yet?
Yeah, scythes are confirmed. I have a katana right now, so I have a honed frenzy, and I've fully upgraded it too. So the only
has a scythe.
What's up?
Is it?
I have a scythe. Yeah.
Do they all have their own unique move sets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the size does.
I was worried that the katana would just be like the sword, but if it is, does it play like a samurai in its movesets?
I can't tell you that. Like, if it does play differently, and it feels like there's almost kind of a little bit of a rhythm game to timing your attacks. So that way you just rather than just button mashing, you want to hit, take a beat, hit, and then that fills up the move. So like the one move that I'm really loving is the Plague Swirl. Like it breaks through shields. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. All right. On that note, guys, lunch and looting. We will most likely be back. We're probably going to be doing a lot more lunch and loots during the summer because I don't have to necessarily worry too much about what's going on with the kiddos. With school, we've had last week was just insanely busy. So hopefully we'll be doing some more of these here in the near future. Outside of that, thank you all for joining me. Thanks to everybody for joining me in voice chat. So
Rob, there's nobody else around.
It was so painful.
Yeah. It was like pulling teeth. And then always interesting to kind of get the how global we are truly. Get y'all's insight from Scotland and Brazil and Canada, and Texas. So yeah, we'll keep collecting countries. So it's
eventually
Texas is a foreign country to most of us. Yeah.
I mean, don't forget, we also had someone who was in Saudi Arabia in the chat a couple days ago.
Yeah,
We did.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen some of my fellow Italians start showing up in the comments. So
That's what they represent.
Yeah. And
Oh man, but you can't
I'd like
fill
to
up a chat with Italians because then nobody else
I'd like
will
to see
talk.
some Dutch.